Hare Krishna. So welcome to the chapter 4, section 3. So in the last section we discussed the importance of receiving knowledge from parampara, from a disciplic succession. In this section, Krishna will explain further about transcendental knowledge. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Raghava Swaminiti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarine. So Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4. So in this video we will study these two sections. Understanding karma on the platform of Gyan and sacrifices for achieving transcendental knowledge. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo api atra mohita tatte karma pravakshami yajñatva mokshase shubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. So Krishna is explaining how by acting in the knowledge of the Supreme, one can be freed from all misfortune. One can be freed from all material misunderstanding. God is non-material. Our misfortune is that we think we are products of matter and that our relations in this world are permanent. But we do not look beyond the realm of the life of this body. We do not look into the realm of death. We do not understand the eternality of the spirit soul and our relationship with Krishna. And that is our misfortune. So Krishna here will explain how by acting in the knowledge of the Supreme, one can be freed from this misfortune. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So here there are two types of karma. That is karma, which is called punya, which you do good activity and you get good result. For example, if you do good activity in this world, good karma, that is, if you donate to some education purpose for a child, or you donate for some cows, or you donate for some good activity, you will get good results back. Now, if you do bad karma, similarly, if you hurt somebody, if you hurt a child, if you deny food to your near and dear ones when you are capable of feeding them, when you store all the money for yourself trying to enjoy it, when you deny people their share of wealth, when you disturb other people's happiness, then you get bad karma. So then you will have to suffer for it. So there is enjoyment and there is suffering. But there is a third type of karma called as akarma, where whatever you are doing is on a transcendental platform. And you will not be bound by karma. For example, Hanuman, when he burnt the entire Lanka, lot of Brahmanas who are working for Ravana died there because they were worshipping Lord Shiva. So there were a lot of Brahmanas who were worshipping. All of them died in that fire. But Hanuman did not get a little bit of karma, even Brahma Hatya dosha, because he did it to please Rama. So when we do anything for the satisfaction of the Lord, we do not gain karma. So Krishna is asking us to act in this world just like Hanuman did. So whatever you do, if you do it for Krishna, you are free from all karma. Karma, vikarma, and the third is akarma. So Krishna does not want us to do good activity, karma, or vikarma, or bad activity. But Krishna wants us to do akarma. Akarma means activity only for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Karmanya karmaya pashed akarmani cha karmayah sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta kritsna karmakrat. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in transcendental position although engaged in all sorts of activities. So, one who sees inaction in action means a devotee chants Hare Krishna, eats Krishna Prasad, worships Krishna very nicely. So that although there is a lot of action involved, still it is called inaction, means because he is acting on a platform which is beyond karma. And action in inaction, whereas if somebody does not act in this world, he is being maintained by somebody. The sun, the moon, the days and nights, the bacteria in his stomach, the air that he is getting, the rain. So, although in this world he may not be acting, he may be simply lazy, doing nothing in this world. Still, to maintain him, there are so many people who have to put their energy. So, there is action there. So, even if you, he tells Arjuna, even if you give up all activity and go and take sannyas, still there is action involved. Because even to maintain one's body, there is action. So, don't think that sannyasa means, you have given up everything, so there is no karma. No. But if you act for Krishna, that is real sannyasa. That is intelligence. He is in a transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. He is beyond karma. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagdi dagdha karmanam tam ahu panditam buddhaha. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by the sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. One is understood to be in full knowledge of Krishna, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. Means whatever he does, he tries to please Krishna. For example, today's politicians, they organize some scheme for social welfare. Some Awas Yojana, building free homes for poor people. Now in that scheme, so many poor people, they try to build a home for, but in the end what they are doing? They release so much money from the government treasury, crores of rupees, crores of dollars, and what they do? More than half that money goes into their pockets. So whatever endeavor they are doing, they are thinking of how they are profiting. But a devotee does everything for the sake of Krishna. Just like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he used to collect money and he used to have theistic doll exhibitions, means educating people on Krishna Lila, by which they can get out of the cycle of birth and death. Our ISKCON temples, we collect money, we collect donations, and we use it in the service of Krishna to satisfy Krishna's senses. So he is said to be a sage for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. Means he acts perfectly, understanding his relationship with Krishna and does nothing to hurt this relationship. So one should establish that relationship with Krishna. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trapto nirashrayah karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Abandoning all attachment to the fruits of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of activities. So once again, Krishna repeats, he is ever satisfied and independent, means he is not dependent on any material cause. He is satisfied. That is very important. He does not want that there should be something special happening for him alone. Like everybody in this world, everybody wants some glorification. During their birthday or during other thing, everybody wants something special to happen in their life. Otherwise, they go every Friday. They say it's a party, thank God it's Friday party, and everybody just drinks and tries to forget the self and tries to make himself very special. But a devotee is very level-headed. He is very peaceful. He is not bothered about whatever happens. So abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of activities. Nirashiryata chittatma tyaktva sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvanapnoti kilbisham. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence, perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possession, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. So, a man of understanding, or one who understands Krishna, he acts with his mind and intelligence perfectly controlled. Means he does not want to enjoy or lord over anybody. He gives up all sense of proprietorship. Means everything belongs to Krishna, so I have to use everything for Krishna's sake. All my money belongs to Krishna. All my assets belong to Krishna, my body belongs to Krishna, my words belong to Krishna, my mind belongs to Krishna. So everything I will use in his service and act only for the bare necessities of life. This is the topmost yajna, using everything in the service of Krishna. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Yadriksha labha santushto dvandvatito vimatsarah samas siddha vasiddhau cha kritvapi na nibadhyate. He who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled although performing actions. So this is the symptoms. So he who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord. So a civilization which depends more on nature, which is simple living, when we more than factory products, we depend on nature, nature's bounty, then the whole social change can take place of a society living peacefully and happily. This is the formula. Gain which comes of its own accord. Everybody in this world now is busy trying to use all possible raw materials in trying to manufacture goods. And in that we see there is so much of climatic destruction, natural destruction. But when there are devotees all over this world, what they will do, how they will live, they will depend on Krishna, they will depend on nature. They are happy with whatever they get without performing a lot of extra endeavor, and whatever energy and strength they have, rather than endeavoring materially, they will endeavor for Krishna. Such a man is never entangled although performing actions. Practically how we can apply in our life is, we do not try too much. Sometimes we may get some big amount, sometimes we may not gain much in our life, but we should be steady in both success and failure. And we should continue to perform actions for Krishna, not that one gets depressed. No. He works steadily and leaves the fruits to Krishna. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana vastita chetasah yajnaya charatah karma samagram praviliyate. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. Every activity that we do in this world, there is a corresponding reaction. Nature records all our activities in ether, and everything comes back. For example, you can see when somebody is disturbed and you look at him, you can make out. When somebody is peaceful, it reflects on his face and reflects in the aura around him. So similarly, when a person is fully engaged in transcendence, he is free from all disturbances by modes of material nature, and all his activities, all his actions merge entirely into transcendence. So Krishna explains these symptoms further. Brahma arpanam, Brahma havir, Brahma agno, Brahmana hutam, Brahma evatena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So, here Brahman refers to the supreme abode of the Lord. So, one whose activities, that is the main thing, knowledge, with the proper knowledge, with knowledge of Krishna, one whose activities are completely on a transcendental platform, they will completely merge with the supreme Brahman. And because he is in spirit, in action, he is completely pure, and his consciousness is of Krishna, of that supreme abode. Consciousness of Krishna means consciousness of Krishna's supreme abode. Whatever activity he does in relation to the supreme is absolute, and at the end of his life, such a person attains the kingdom of Godhead. So that is why the goal of our life is to completely absorb ourselves in service to Guru and Krishna, in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and eating Krishna Prasadam, and preaching this cult to as many people as possible. Daivam evapare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagno apare yajnam yajne naivopajuhvati. Some yogis perfectly worship the demigods by offering different sacrifices to them, and some of them offer sacrifices in the fire of Supreme Brahman. So Krishna now begins to explain the different types of sacrifices. Krishna explains that one should perform akarma, and by performing akarma, one will be free from all karma and attain the kingdom of Godhead. Now he will explain the different types of sacrifices. So he says some yogis perfectly worship the demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, and they attain some kind of siddhis by offering different sacrifices, and some of them offer sacrifices in the fire of Supreme Brahman. So some of them worship the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Brahman. So this is one type of sacrifice. Srotradin indriyani anye sanyamagnishu juhvati shabdadin vishayan anya indriyagnishu juhvati. So there are two types of sacrifices here for the Grahastha and the Brahmacharis. The Brahmacharis, by hearing Shastras, by hearing the Vedas, they purify their mind. Whereas the Grahasthas indulges with the senses. He has to work, he has to have a job, he has to maintain himself, he has to interact with women, he has to have children. So, for a Grahastha, controlling the senses is his main objective. Engaging the senses in the right way. Therefore, the regulated householders Or also, if they control their senses, he is called as Grahastha Brahmachari. And such a Grahastha of controlled senses also achieves the supreme Brahman. So a Grahastha Dharma, he should see to it that there is no animal that goes hungry around his neighborhood. He should ensure that all his family members are well taken care of, the women are protected, the children are taken care of properly. It's not that a Grahastha has a license to enjoy his senses, he can have as many wives, have a divorce, enjoy with different women. No. Watching movies, this is totally misuse of Grahastha Dharma, the whole family going to movies. No. One should control the senses. One should always, with their family, sit down morning and evening and chant Hare Krishna. Sarvan Indriya Karmani, Prana Karmani Chapare, Atma Sanyama Yogagno, Juhvati Jnanadipite. Others who are interested in achieving self-realization through control of mind and senses offer the function of all senses and of the life breath as oblations into the fire of the controlled mind. Our body and mind, rather the life itself within us, is controlled by 5 airs: prana, apana, samana, vyana, udana. A yogi controls these 5 airs as it controls the functions of the senses. By practicing breath control, one can control the mind as well. So the yogis, continuously practicing sense control, purify the senses, and with a purified mind, they focus this mind, they offer the thinking power, the meditating power unto the Supreme. They think of Krishna. So this is one of the forms of called yogic sacrifice. The sacrifice of the controlled mind, the sacrifice of the senses. Dravya yajñas tapo yajña, yoga yajñas tatapare, swadhyaya jnana yajñas cha, yatayaha samsita vrataha. Having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, and others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. So there are different types of yogis. Some may be householder, rich people with lot of money, so they give donation, dravya yagya. Some yogis practice strict austerities, practice of Ashtanga Yoga, and taking up some vow like not eating food or drinking only milk. So many yogis are there who perform some austerity for their own purification. Some study the Vedas and perform sacrifices as enjoined in the Vedas to satisfy the Supreme. But the goal of all these different sacrifices is to understand Krishna. So, by doing this sacrifice for Krishna, they advance in transcendental knowledge. Apane juhvati pranam, pranapanam tatapare. Pranapana gati rudhva pranayama parayana apare niyataharaha prana praneshu juhvati. Still others who are inclined to the process of breath restraint to remain in trance practice by offering the movement of the outgoing breath unto the incoming and incoming breath into the outgoing, and thus at last remain in trance, stopping all breathing. Others, curtailing the eating process, offer the outgoing breath into itself as a sacrifice. So the yogis controlling their breath. So here it says, apane juhvati pranam, pranapanam tatha pare. Pranapana gati rudhva, that is, the prana and apana are the airs which are very important, vital for the function of the body. Gati rudhva means stopping the movement of the air. It is said, by stopping breathing, one can stop the mind. So by stopping all the material activities of the mind, one becomes free from all material samskaras, all material desires. Such a person is called as pranayama parayana. Apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu juhvati. So others give up the process of eating altogether, offer outgoing breath into itself as a sacrifice. So the different yogis follow different kinds of sacrifices. So Krishna is saying that these are all legitimate. And there are these different kinds of sacrifices which are mentioned in the scriptures. So all these people attain some kind of purification, which ultimately leads to transcendental knowledge. So Krishna is educating Arjuna of the different types of sacrifices. However, at the end we will see that he recommends serving Krishna, worshipping Krishna as the topmost sacrifice. Always remembering Krishna is the goal of all these sacrifices. Sarve api ete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmashaha yajna shishtamrita bhajo yanti brahma sanatanam. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifices, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. So, the performers of these different sacrifices have the knowledge of these sacrifices due to past karma or some grace. One should perform those sacrifices which he can perform ordinarily. As we can see, for example, a poor man, he cannot donate big riches, he cannot do dravya yajna, it is not possible. Whereas somebody is trained up in yoga, he can do a sacrifice in yoga. But there are different performers who know different aspects of sacrifice. So whatever sacrifice they know, they should perform it for the satisfaction of Supreme. Then the goal of Krishna consciousness is obtained. But pure devotional service unto Krishna can only be obtained by the mercy of a pure devotee of Krishna. That is, understanding our eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. That can only be understood by our relationship with Krishna. When we develop our relationship with Krishna, we have achieved the topmost spiritual goal. So all these sacrifices help us in purifying our mind, our intelligence. But the greatest achievement is when we meet a pure devotee of the Lord and from him we understand about Krishna. Then all these sacrifices become successful. Nayam lokosti ayajñasya kutonyah kuru sattama. O best of Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What then of the next? So, without sacrifice, we cannot actually advance in spiritual life. To have spiritual life, one has to sacrifice something. First, one has to sacrifice sense gratification. Then slowly, one can sacrifice whatever he has, and then he can advance. The idea is slowly one reduces all material attachments, material activities, and slowly focuses on Krishna, lives with the bare necessities of life, and just focuses on Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. एवं बहुविधा यज्ञ वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान विद्धि तान सर्वान एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे. So depending on one's material situation and karma, everybody can perform some kind of sacrifice. So whatever you can perform as approved by the Vedas, one should perform that sacrifice and try to satisfy Lord Vishnu, and the goal should be liberation, to be free from all karma. Shreyan dravya mayad yajna jnana yajna parantapa sarvam karma khilam partha jnane parisamapyate. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pratha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So one should perform a sacrifice understanding the meaning behind it. So sacrifice, when performed with full knowledge of Krishna, one gets the topmost result. So the knowledge here Krishna talks about is the understanding of why we are doing it. And when we perform that sacrifice, we get transcendental knowledge. So that is called as jnana. So he gets spiritual knowledge. He begins to realize that spiritual knowledge, because as we get purified, from all sinful reactions of all bad karma, our mind is purified. And with that pure mind, we can understand Krishna and remember Krishna continuously. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.